So, when you go to a different country, regardless of what country it is, if you are not from originally from that country, you're going there and you were kind of expected to respect their customs, their culture, their people, and whatever else needs to be respected. When you go over there, you are not the main character. The world does not revolve around you. But yet Japan, especially Japan, has been hit with a bunch of a wave of tourism, and they're not exactly having their best. Uh, Japan's not exactly having the best show up. So you'll find if you go to Japan, you'll find a lot of places kind of blocking tourists from coming in, or saying, having signs saying Japanese only because they're just tired of it. They're just tired of it. Americans or just people, mostly Americans, are going there and just kind of treating it like, oh, well, everyone needs to cater to me because I'm the tourist here. It's like, no, you're going to their country. But here are just a few examples of it. So we got completely just. Also, it says, can't imagine why Japan is sick of tourists. We've got that. Now, trains in Japan are extremely quiet. When people are on the train, they keep to themselves. You're not really going to see a whole lot of people talking. If they are talking, if there's like friends or something, they're talking just loud enough for each other to hear and not the entire train. So when people are on the train, they're trying to commute, they're trying to go here and there. They don't really want to be disturbed. But then you have this. So not only are trains very quiet, the fact is Japan, I'm sure you've noticed if you watched enough anime or you've seen pictures, even before the pandemic, they would have masks on. So you're taking people who are extremely, you know, concerned about health, and you're falling down on the floor, and you're like, "Oh, touch me." They look completely uncomfortable. The person right there covers himself up, or covers themselves up. This woman is just like, "Please leave me alone." Oh, we've got more of it here. Same thing. I mean, outside, you're on the ground, people are walking by, and you're just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna make myself the center of attention. Uh and then you have doing that. He doesn't know who's behind him. He has no idea who's behind him. He starts spinning around like that. He doesn't know who's behind him. He doesn't know he's about to hit some little kid. But no, it doesn't matter because it's all about them. And then we have that freaking song from Tokyo Drift. You have that, and then you have this one that actually has a thing on it. Crimes related to a place as a warship, the Japanese law, is committed when a person publicly commits an act of disrespect. Not even like destroying it or whatever. No, just disrespect. So dancing like this and being a nuisance in a site that is holy to them and sacred is disrespect. Act of disrespect towards a place of worship, such as a shrine, the penalty of imprisonment may penalty is imprisonment for up to 6 months, or a fine of up to 100,000 yen, which is like $1,000, which is, in my opinion, a little too lenient. But that's just the rule over there. quite frankly, with people like this, I think it should be the 6 months and the $1,000 fine, because people need to be taught a lesson. Um, but I mean, it's not that hard to go over to another country and just respect them. You're not the center of the universe. You're not the main character. Get that crap out of your head. There's also that other twat waffle freaking Johnny Somali, who basically seems like he just goes around to Asian countries, Taiwan, Korea, Japan, and he just makes an ass of himself, harassing people, being racist to other people, um, saying things to the women, and then when they decline him or something, he starts acting like they're the problem and starts swearing at them. The police come after him, and he plays stupid, like, "Oh, I didn't do anything, bro." Um, so he's one of those ones that have kind of seems like a chain reaction, where he's kind of set this kind of stuff in motion. And again, I've said this before, it's thanks to the internet. If it wasn't for the internet, no one would have any idea who this jerko Johnny Somali is, and people wouldn't be seeing others going to Japan or these Asian countries and getting away essentially with doing this crap. But that's why I think the law enforcement over there needs to be doing a little bit more than what they're doing, because you'll go over there and you'll have restaurants or certain places that are closed off to tourists completely because they're so tired of it. They're so tired of it. Um, they'll have things blocked off, certain views not allowed to be seen by the by tourists, and all that because of people like this wanting to come in, disrespect their shrines, and just make complete fools of themselves. Um, like, again, you're going to another country, you're experiencing their culture, and if you're going to go to another country, at least take the time to learn just a smidget of their language. Like, if I'm going to Japan, I'm going to learn at least enough. I mean, I know a little bit of Japanese anyway, just practicing over the years. Um, but enough to get you around, like, where's the bathroom if you're staying in a hotel or whatever, where that is. Just common things that you think you would need during your stay in another country. Um, it's not that hard. It's really not. It's not that hard to just go to another country and respect them. But because of the decline of the population in Japan lately for the past few years, they're kind of just letting people in. But then the people they're letting in are not the best. They're coming in like crime has risen so high in Japan, where Japan usually isn't a crime ridden place. You go to Tokyo and wherever, and suddenly you see a rise in crime because of people that they're letting in, whether it be immigrants or tourists or whatever. Tourism causing people to come over and you know, starting fights or stealing or this or that, or immigrants doing, you know. So they've been trying to, oh, well, we need our population to be back on the rise again, and so we're going to let in people, but they're finding that, wow, these people are coming to our country and ruining it. They're disrespecting our sacred sites, our shrines. They're disrespecting our people. They're acting like the world revolves around them, and we're just tired of it. We're just tired of it. Um, Again, it's like trains in Japan and a lot of the world. You're not gonna. It's not like a train that or a subway or whatever you'd find in the United States where there's freaking piss all over and people are fighting. No, you go on the train. Look at the floor. Look at the floor. It's extremely clean. Like, everything is extremely clean. Even though it's still clean, your feet, your shoes are still walking on it. So as clean as it is, they don't want this guy falling to the ground and like trying to touch them, because you don't know what's at the bottom, on the bottom of their shoes. So they don't want anything to do with that. But there they are. There's also certain places where they have a women's only section of the train for, just the ladies. And you should be respectful enough to not go in there because it's for the ladies, you know? There have been videos of people going into the women's only section of these trains, which you don't do. Um, if you're gonna visit the shrines, learn the customs. Learn the customs. Every shrine has its own little custom. When in order to, pay respects and all that, learn them. Learn a little bit of the language. It's okay to have fun, but obviously don't make yourself the center of attention to where, you're getting in the way of people going about their business where, you're doing all this crap, not even concerned about anyone else around you. Um, all in the name of TikTok or whatever. Oh, hey, look at me. Maybe I can reach the top and be the biggest jackass who's ever visited Japan. And then some other person was like, oh, hold my sake. Hold it. I'll be right back. But it's not hard. It's not. Just, they don't mind tourism. They don't mind people having fun. They don't mind people recording. For the most part, they do have some laws regarding recording. But for the most part, I mean, this is Japan, where you have like TV shows that are a certain way. So they don't mind fun. It's just you need to learn to know that you just need to know that there's a limit. So dancing is not meant to be on the train. It's meant to be as a club. And if you go to Tokyo, there are many of them. I'm sure you can find one that'll suit your needs. Simple as that. You don't need to make an ass of yourself. And then maybe if these people stop doing this, Japan will say, "Oh wow, we've seen a real decline of these sorts of people coming to Japan. So you know what? We're gonna lax up on the rules a little bit now, and you know, allow the tourists to come in and enjoy the beautiful parts of Japan, not just keep them secluded and confined to the not so desirable parts, which is all desirable. Japan is beautiful, but you know." They're not gonna confine you to just like a portion of Tokyo, or if you go to Kyoto, it's like, oh no, you can't go over there. That's the sacred stuff over there. You're not going over there. We know how you Americans operate, you know. But it just be kind, people. Just you're going to another country, respect their culture. Seriously, you're not the center of attention. You're not the main character. This isn't a real life anime. You're not the main character. So just grow up. Just grow up. But anyway, that's going to do for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.